What's going on, my dudes? Chensley11 here, and welcome back to another episode in the A to Z series where we are going through every single champion in League of Legends and giving you a basic or beginner's guide on each of them. In today's episode, we're going to be showing you how to play Nami Support for beginners. So I hope you enjoy the video. In these videos, we tend to go through every single ability in a lot of detail. We're going to go through her runes, and Nami's build, and we're going to focus a little bit on the gameplay as well. Not that that's the most important thing in these videos. The most important thing is to just go through the champions so you get an understanding on how to play them. So to start off with, we're just going to have a basic overview of Nami, what she's good at, what she's bad at, who do I recommend her for. So Nami is a very easy to play support. She's not the easiest because she has a little bit of skill shots, because what that means is like you got to aim an ability and you can miss. But for a beginner, I think she's a great start. She's a lot of fun with her ultimate, and we'll have a look at that in a moment when we go through all the abilities in a lot more detail. And she provides insane peel for your team. That's your main role, peeling and healing. So if you don't know what that means, it means peeling is like getting the enemies off your carries, okay? So for example here, Jin, our ADC, who's with us, he's going to be dealing the most damage on our team in theory, or the ADC. That's why he's an ADC. So we need to protect him against the enemy team, right? So we can do that via pretty much all of Nami's abilities, and we'll go through them in a moment so it'll make more sense. But that's your role. Your role is to keep him alive, buff him, peel him away from the enemy. So it's a very simple, easy to understand role for Nami, which makes her simple to play for beginners. Also, she's just mechanically easy. She's not too hard to play. Once you understand the bubble, the range, the bubble is her Q, and how to hit it, it's quite easy to play Nami. And I think you have a lot of fun playing her, especially if you've never played her. I did as well making this video. So nice, easy champ. She's a big goldfish as well, or whatever, koi fish. Easy to play. She has a bit of a water thematic. So if that's your thing, give her a try. So we're playing here support. With the Jin, we're up against a Sivir and an Ashe support, which is a little bit unusual because she's an ADC herself, but she's becoming more popular as a support simply because of the slows she can provide with her W. So watch out for that in your games. So early game, what you want to be doing is just healing and buffing the Jin with your W and E. We'll go through the abilities in a moment, but just keeping them alive, trying to win trades. You can win trades with your auto attacks and your W. However, you need to be careful if you step too close up against, especially this bot lane, because they can out-trade you with their auto attacks, where your auto attacks aren't as strong. Yeah, okay, so what we'd like to do in these videos is we're going to start off by going through the runes, and then we're going to go through which abilities you should take at what level, and then we're going to go through the build. Then we're going to go through all of Nami's abilities in a lot more detail. And I'll have all the little timestamps at the bottom of the video so you can click to what part of the video you're interested in. Alright, so again, just while we're going through everything, while you're watching the laning phase, remember, try and step up, land bubbles as you saw there if you can, but it's quite hard against this bot lane because they outrange us a little bit. Just keep the Jin alive, get him farming, and rotate anything around your map. Like if the jungle, this sort of thing that's happening top happens near you, make sure you can react to it if you have the opportunity, so keep an eye on the minimap as well. And you want to be warding the that brush just before the beginning of the lane for a jungle gank. You know, keep it warded as best you can. If you're just starting the game, it might be hard to track the jungler. If you have a little bit of experience, try and figure out where the jungler started, and then you know, if they started the opposite side of the map, you know they're going to be trying to gank it around 315, 320. So be aware of that as well. All right, so let's go through the runes now. The runes I'm going to show is what I recommend. There are also other runes that are quite popular, which is the electrocute page. I won't put it up because it might be a bit confusing. Nice bubble. We get a double bubble, we put the ignite down, Jin flashes in, gets the kill. So that, I did end up stealing the kill, unfortunately, with the ignite, but that was a great bubble. Got both of them, got us the kill. That's the kind of things you want to be trying to do in the laning phase. It is very hard to land the bubble. And also keep an eye on the enemy, obviously their health and mana. You can see Ashe is low on mana, so we could have engaged, but we see the Master Yi coming. But fortunately for us, Nami counters Master Yi so hard because of her abilities and her peeling ability. So you'll see that later on in the game. When he tries to go into our team, we can just destroy him. Alright, so the runes. So yes, there is an electrocute page that is quite popular. I think electrocute is fun and it's quite effective, but I think if you're just starting out, going for this page here is probably your best bet, which is the summon airy page. So you take Summon Airy for increased damage, increased heals for your team, as always. Mana Flow Band, hitting abilities will give you more mana, which is what you want. Transcendence will give you ability haste. And getting kills will reduce your basic cooldowns by 20% after level 11. Scorch, so that's fantastic for supports because you're looking to be doing poking. So every time you land an ability, you get a little bit of burn damage on the enemy. Biscuit Delivery, fantastic into matchups where you think you're going to be getting poked a lot. In this particular game, I remember not needing them at all, but they're always nice to have. Cosmic, which they're just biscuits that you push. They're on my number 1 button right now, and they give you health. Cosmic Insight for Summoner, Spell Haste, and Item Haste, which is fantastic. All right, so and then you want to take the double adaptive force and armor runes. If they have like a mage bot lane, like a Vigar or something, and then on top of that a magic damage dealing jungler or support, you may want to consider going magic resist here. But in most cases, especially in this game when they have a double ADC bot lane, defense is your best bet. The armor is your best bet. So let's go through the ability order. So for Nami, you want to be starting your W level 1, and it's your main ability. It's your first max. It's your heal and it's your damage source, your point and click damage source. So you want to have that maxed as soon as possible. So you want to be taking a point into that whenever you can. But level 1, you want to take W. Level 2, you want to take your E, which is another buff for your team. We'll go through that in a moment as well. And then Q level 3, that's when you can start making picks like we did with the double bubble before. So yeah, max your W first, then you max your E second, and then max your Q third. That's the best, your best bet. Also, take a point in your ultimate whenever you can. So level 6, 11, and 16. So once you got your ultimate at 3 levels, it's super, super good. It's on such a low cooldown, you can impact so many team fights. Basically, it just creates a tidal wave and knocks everything up. The W is a heal, and it's actually a damage source, and it bounces. And we'll go through these in more detail, just so you understand what's going on in the laning phase. And then E applies a buff on your team and makes their next 3 abilities auto attacks slow and do extra magic damage. So you can see she's very good at buffing up your team and just helping out around the map. So you can see here we get the kills, we get the pressure bot lane because of that early kills. So our Jin's more ahead, so then allows our jungler to come in and get a nice easy dragon because we can rotate first. Because if the enemy team come, we can kill them. So they're scared, so we get a free dragon as well. So never underestimate the importance of, getting pressure bot lane or winning the bot lane, because it can lead to dragons and snowballing the game out of control. Alright, so now let's go through the build real quick. So the build on Nami is very, very simple. Very standard supporty items. Nice bubble on the Ashe. Jin follows up with a snare. We have to get away. Jin has to use his heal, so I went a little bit too aggressive. Fortunately, we did have those biscuits, so we did need them in the end. But we got a nice poke, and we should be able to sustain most of this up. So yeah, as I was saying, the build, very, very standard build for supports. You want to take Ignite as your summoner spell. Flash is your other one, of course. Ignite really helps in the laning phase, in my opinion, and it's fantastic. Also, just late game as well. If there's especially in this game with the Musty, he's going to have healing. He's going to be trying to dive us, so we can ignite him really easily at the start of the fight to slow his healing down and put some damage down. But in the laning phase, it's just it's just fantastic to use when there's a big all-in or like a big trade happening. What we did before, and it ended up getting us a kill. So Ignite, very, very good. Okay, so starting item, Spell Thief's Edge. If you don't know what Spell Thief's Edge, you should probably look it up, but I can give you a quick explanation. It's a support item, and basically, because supports don't farm, you need an item that gives you gold, so it generates you gold income. It gives you obviously some health. It gives you mana regen, gives you the gold, and basically every single time you hit an enemy with an ability or an auto attack, you get some gold. I think it's 20 gold. Ashe with engage with the Q. We use our Tidal Wave, which is ultimate. Which allows Jin to follow up and get a kill again. Sivir's out of mana, so we can shove this out and back pretty safely here. But back to Spell Thief's Edge. So whenever you hit an enemy with a spell or a auto attack, you get 20 gold. It also works on towers, as you're about to see here. See $20 when I hit the tower with auto attacks. So it just allows you to get extra gold early, and then there's like a quest line, and once you finish the quest line, it completes and you get a warding. It turns into a warding item essentially. Jin going way too ham there and just dying. Unfortunately, we couldn't help, but we did get the Sivir's flash there. I guess is a little bit of a silver lining. You want to take 2 potions as well as your starting items. We've already used those since. We had to use them when I went for the big trade. Unfortunately, got caught out with the Ashe arrow, but that's okay. Okay, so basically, after you complete the quest, or you get enough damage, or you get enough gold with your support item by hitting the enemy, it upgrades into Shard of True Ice. That's when you can play swords, and then it also gives you a bunch of AP or ability power, which makes your abilities hurt more, gives you more damage, and gives you a bit more mana regen. So that's your first item in theory, because you're going to be getting that for free almost, because you only pay 150 or whatever it is. No, not 150. Can't remember, 300 or something for the support item at the start, Spell Thief's Edge, and then it'll turn into your first item for free, as long as you're poking and doing your job. So the first items we're going to be building is Ionian Boots of Lucidity, which is the CDR boots. Then you want to go Imperial Mandate. Fantastic item on Nami. Abilities that slow or mobilize enemy deal bonus magic damage and marks them for 4 seconds. Allied champions then detonate that basically mark with additional magic damage. And I think it grants you some movement speed as well. So obviously almost all of Nami's abilities, or 3 out of 4 will provide that buff, right? So it's a very, very good and obvious item to get for Nami. So that's a good item to build first. And then you want to go Chem Tank Purify if they have a lot of healing. Ardent Sensor if you think their healing is not that insane as your second purchased item. And then Staff of Flowing Water as well is in there. So those 3 items are your like main items. You can also go a Zonya's. You can also go a Redemption if you feel you need some more healing. Shirelia's Battle Song if you don't really have a good engage and you need to have a button so you can push it. Although Nami's ultimate is insane for engage as well. It's better for peel like we just saw there. Unfortunately, the Jhin turnaround, we didn't quite have our W. Maybe he could have got out if he had flash. But yeah, you can see there it's great for peel, right? So they're trying to attack us and we just peel away with our ultimate and our Qs, right? And our movement speed buffs we can give to Jhin. Unfortunately, he's died again. We're still 1-0-1, so we're doing okay. We just want to try and prevent him from dying as much as possible to keep him as fed as we can so we can carry the game. I will put the build, I would have already put up the build on the screen as well if you want to have a look at the other items you can purchase. But those main 3, the Imperial Mandate, Chem Tank Purifier, and Staff of Flowing Water, fantastic items on Nami. Very, very simple. Alright, so that's all the build. That's all the stuff I wanted to get through. Excuse me, this is all the stuff I wanted to get through other than abilities. So now let's concentrate on Nami's abilities. Can we get to the jungler? It's a nice bubble. That's what I mean by the peel. Unfortunately, the range of the W is still nuts. But unfortunately, the Sivir's going to overcommit. We're going to buff. Oh, nice. We get the bounce off the Jhin with our ability, which allows us to steal the kill. So we'll go through all the abilities now in a lot of detail so you guys know what's going on. So we're going to start off with Nami's passive, which is called Surging Tides. Very, very simple passive. And it fits with that theme of just being able to peel your team. Unfortunately for us, the Ashe is constantly slowing, so we need this to kind of counteract that. Okay, so Nami's abilities. Oh, hang on. Let's have a look at what happens here. So Annie's coming in for a gank or for a roam. So we're just trying to run away from the bear. We give it a heal to ourselves and Jhin. I think it bounced to Annie. Unfortunately, he dies. We run away like a little chicken shit because the bear is trying to beat us down. But fortunately, we get away, but the Jhin dies. But he goes 1 for 1, so it's not the end of the world. If I stayed there, I may have been able to help him, but I might have probably died to the Annie Tibbers. So I think it was correct to run away there. Unfortunately, the Jhin died again. So not the greatest, but we're doing pretty well. So we're getting our items quite early, so that's okay. All right, so again, let's go through Surging Tides. So Nami's abilities grant 90 bonus movement speed plus 20% AP. Okay, we'll go through that in a moment. To allied champions hit. So Nami's abilities grant bonus movement speed. So 90 bonus movement speed. To allied champions hit, decaying over 1.5 seconds. The bonus is doubled from Tidal Wave. So what does this mean? So any single ability you use, if it hits your ally, will give them 90 movement speed. Plus it gives them an extra bonus movement speed, 20% of your current ability power. So your ability power is just that blue number on the top right of your stat bar. So 76. So 20% of 76 will be added as well. So which abilities will give this to your allies? So your Q can give it to your allies. If you try and Q your ally, it's not going to do anything to them like physically, but it will just give them the movement speed boost. Okay. So and it's in an AoE around your Q when you use your Q. Your W and your E you can actually cast on the So here we can see Jin follows up, gets the W, and then we follow up with the Q. So that's fantastic CC layering there. So that's what's good about the Master. He used his ultimate and he just wasted it because he couldn't get into us. The W and the E you can cast on your allies, so that'll just give the movement speed. And then the ultimate, if they are hit with the ultimate wave, they get the movement speed as well. But remember, it's doubled. Jin's going absolute ham here, so we use the Tidal Wave to try and get the Ash if she got away. To be honest, that was a waste of my ultimate, but it's on such a low cooldown that it doesn't really matter. We use our Q to try and predict, but we miss it, unfortunately. And I checked the bush. Jin got it in the end. So we're chilling. That was nice from our team. We got all the kills there. So yeah, every single ability provides this movement speed buff, and the Tidal Wave, the ultimate, if the wave passes through any allies, it'll double that buff that they receive. Very, very simple ability. It's just great for speeding up your team, peeling, and also it's good for catching as well. So it goes both ways. Movement speed is very, very important in League of Legends. So having Nami on your team will make everyone a speeding race car. So you can see here, Jin gets hit with the Ash Arrow, which stuns him for 20 seconds. But we end up healing him, and it's okay. And we end up still getting this tower. Alright, nice. We got the tower. Alright, so let's go through the Q, which is called Aqua Prison. So this is the main skill of Nami, is learning how to use the Q. It is fantastic. It's a very, very strong ability, and it's fantastic. So Nami launches a bubble at a target location, and it lands after 0.725 seconds, dealing magic damage to enemies within, as well as revealing them, suspending them for 1.5 seconds in the air. Okay, so you saw early in the landing phase, you can hit 2 enemies with one bubble. You can hit multiple enemies with one bubble. So you basically shoot a bubble, it hits the ground and lifts everyone into the air. So it's fantastic CC. They can't do anything when they're in the air like that. So it's really, really strong. CC in League of Legends is extremely strong. So if you can land your bubble, it's fantastic. Now what makes Nami fantastic is she can layer her CC together. If you hit a bubble or if you start off with your ultimate, once they're knocked up, you can easily land your Q without any fail. You can see here we use our E straight away. There's the E. And we use the bubble to try and do exactly what I said. But they got away, and then for just trying to chase here, I got Ignite still. I have E, and I use the the W to get the kill there. So we just throw that out and get the kill. So again, sticking with the Jin, peeling him, buffing him up so he can get all the kills. We're taking a few for ourselves, a little bit of tax for the support. You don't really want to do that on Nami. Nami is not one of those supports where I mentioned where you can get kills and still be okay. Like I think the last video we made, we're playing a support Morgana. She can kind of do a bit more with the damage, but Nami's very much a healing and peeling support. So here's healing and peeling. We're healing the Jin. We're using a bubble whenever we can. Fortunately, we just ran out of abilities. He got outdone. I flashed early. You might think it's a bit of a weird flash. I need to get away from his Q, because if he gets on top of me with his Q, I'm finished. So here, we're doing the same thing to the for the Nocturne, and then we use our Ignite on the Poppy as well. We get the bubble again. We're following up. We're chasing up. Victor, can he get the kill? Again, we use our heal on top of him, so it bounces to the enemy, do some more damage, but unfortunately they get out. So I think I went through and I went through all the Q that I wanted to. So the Q is very, very important. You saw a couple examples there of how important it is to hit the Qs, but there it is. Just be aware that the Q, remember when I said you can hit allies with the Q to give bonus movement speed? The area at which the bubble gives allies the movement speed is a little bit larger than that actual graphic on the screen. So you can give more movement speed to a greater area. Sorry, you can give more people movement speed or a greater area of that buff. So next, we're going to go through Nami's W, which is called Ebb and Flow, as we collapse onto the Annie and get another kill for our team. So the Ebb and Flow, this is Nami's W, so first max is the most important ability. So Nami unleashes a stream of water onto a target champion or herself, so enemies or allies, which bounces to a nearby unaffected champions up to twice, altering between enemies and allies or Nami. So basically, if you cast it on an ally, it'll bounce to an enemy if they're in range. If you cast it on an enemy, it'll bounce to an ally if they're in range. And the ally includes Nami herself. Now, when it hits an ally, it heals them. When it hits an enemy, it deals magic damage and... it does magic damage, okay? Also, when it hits an ally, remember, it synergizes with your passive or applies that movement speed buff. So, there's not much to say about this ability. Extremely easy to use. You just want to be using it on your allies whenever you have it up to heal them. So here, that's exactly what I did. Went up to Jin, just gave him a quick heal, just in case the Master Yi came out of nowhere. Fortunately, used the Blasting Cone straight into onto the Master Yi, but our team was able to clean it up and we can get a free dragon. Now, the trick of using it in lane is you can bounce it onto yourself and then it'll hit an enemy, or vice versa. You can throw it onto the enemy and then it'll bounce back to you to give you a heal, which makes you win trades super easily. It won't bounce to 2 people. So let's say if I use it on the Jhin, it won't bounce to the jungler here. It'll has to bounce to an enemy first, okay? Like it alternates. So it's fantastic in the laning phase and just in team fights because you're just healing your team and you're damaging the enemy team. Very, very simple, easy to use. You just want to put your mouse on top of your ally and push E and W and it'll heal them. Next, let's go through the E, which is called Ebb and Flow. Sorry, my bad. E is called Tidecaller's Blessing. We just went through Ebb and Flow. So Tidecaller's Blessing is the E. So Nami blesses herself or a targeted ally champion for 6 seconds, causing then the target's next 3 basic attacks or abilities to deal bonus magic damage and slow for 1 second. Empowered abilities that apply area damage only applies 33 to 66% of the bonus damage to non-champions. So, but that last sentence was a bit of a throwaway. If you're super new, it just means if you give it to an ally, their AoE abilities won't do as much damage. You don't get as much bonus damage onto minions, okay? That's just to slow the push, for example. You might be able to just explode waves. Okay, so we're thinking about doing the Baron. We've got to remember that the Ashe has seen it. So, but we are going to start the Baron. I think we can do it. So here, what are we doing? We're giving our E to the Jhin or the jungler in this case because it's going to be giving their next 3 auto attacks increased damage because it's going to be giving them bonus magic damage. It's also going to be giving them a slow, but you can't really slow a Baron. It's a big noodle that sits in that pit and doesn't move. Okay, so this the bonus damage goes up per level and scales with ability power. So all of Nami's stuff scales with ability power. So keep that in mind. Now the jungler's getting super low, so we're going to be trying to heal them. A little bit of a risky. That's a nice bubble followed up by a nice Q. Look at that. We hit the Q, then the ultimate instantly, and then the Ashe gets away. Another nice bubble, which allows another kill. So that, for me, I don't want to brag, but that was a very nice play from myself. We were able to peel the Ashe off with the flash and ultimate, so she can't steal the Baron or kill us. Then we peeled the Yi off our Jhin, and then the jungler was able to use his ultimate and clean up. So, and the heals were thrown out. It was fantastic. So we kept the team alive. We secured the Baron. Nice, nice, nice. So, back to Tidecaller's Blessing. Very simple. Apply it on yourself or your allies. It gives them the next 3 attacks, given bonus magic damage and slows. The slow is up to 35% at max level. Again, it scales with magic damage. The slow lasts for 1 second. Very, very simple ability again. So, first 3 abilities, very, very simple. Nami, extremely easy. So, no problems there. Next, we're going to go through the best ability, in my opinion. It's a very strong ultimate just to come out of a little support champion like Nami. So, Tidal Wave. You saw me use it there, and it was able to peel the shit out of the enemy team. So, Nami surges a Tidal Wave in a target direction that grants sight around its trajectory as it travels, dealing magic damage to enemies hit, knocking them up for 0.5 seconds, and slowing them. For 2 to 4 based on distance. So the further the wave travels, the longer that slow lasts. So you can see that traveled quite a way. Unfortunately, we missed there. Would have been a great example. The Annie flashes forward to get a stun on our Victor. Unfortunately, we end up hitting the bubble to try and peel the team, but we have to stick here with the Jhin, who is so right here. Okay, I didn't have my E available. I was just going to say while he's using his ultimate, just use the E on him, so that'll make his ultimate do a little bit more extra damage. But it was on cooldown. I might have already done that before I said it. So, the Tidal Wave, it's fantastic. It just opens up your options so much. You can use it to engage, to start a engage. You can use it to peel your team. You can use it to, if someone's super low, you can use it to get a kill here. Here would be a fantastic time to use it, but unfortunately it's on cooldown. So, we're just using our Q. We're knocking up and we're using our heals whenever we can. Unfortunately, everything died around us and we just face tanked that... We face tanked that Ashe arrow. Unfortunately, we should have dodged it if we had a flash or something, or if we were a bit quicker. The Victor's going to teleport in, and maybe he's probably going to die. Let's see if he can actually survive here. Remember, Master Yi's got so much healing. He has used his ultimate, so he should be able to get... Oh, there you go. He's got the kill on the Master Yi, and he might be able to get the Poppy. Not quite. I think she's going to get out. But in that situation where we had a big team fight, the Tidal Wave is so nuts, guys. It's such a great ability. It's going to knock up all the enemies, which is going to disrupt them and slow them and deal magic damage to them. They're going to be can't do anything, so they're going to be taking damage without dealing damage. It's also going to speed up your team, okay? Any one of your teammates that are hit are going to be sped up. What's that good for? Just if they're like a melee ranged champion, they can get onto the back line, or they can run away if they want to run away, reposition. So Tidal Wave, fantastic, her best ability by far. It's such a great ability. This ultimate is nuts. And once you get to level 16, it's on such a short... Even level 11, the cooldown goes down to 110. With all the CDR you're purchasing, we've got 76 CDR at the moment. So the cooldown of this ability is on such a low cooldown. It's also fantastic for picks. I didn't mention that as well. So picks are just when you catch someone out. Like here, the Master here, we could just quickly use the ultimate and then just pick him. Unfortunately, it's only the Jin. He uses... we got the ultimate out of him, which is fantastic. So... yeah, as you can see, the Jin pinged it out for us. So yeah, it's great for picks as well. So that's all of Nami's abilities. Overall, I think she's a fantastic champion to learn. Very easy to play. Very rewarding to play if you like helping your allies. Her big weakness herself is CC, so she's quite squishy. She needs to play... You need to always be moving within range to do your stuff, but also staying safe yourself. So if you move in to do your stuff and you get hard CC'd, like an Ash Arrow you saw, you're dead. Okay, especially if there's enough teammates around. She's got a high threat. Like if you're versing the Nami, you should try and kill her as quickly as possible, unless the ADC or another damage source is within range. Because she just provides so many stats and buffs for your team, she's a fantastic target to go for. As you can see here, Jin gets CC'd upon. Here, beautiful ultimate. We peel everything away. We allow us to get range for ourselves. Jin's able to go back, use his ultimate, start picking kills. And we get in front and block everything. And then we're going to go back to try and peel the Jin, give him a heal, which bounces off. So that's her role. Stick around with your carries, keep them alive. And that's just a great example of Nami summed up right there. So just do what you can. Hit the bubbles when you can. Bubbles are harder to hit. You can see here when I played the support here, the ADC gets the triple kill at the end. So very, very happy with myself. It's a very selfless role support. So if you enjoy helping others play well, then pick it up. Nami, fantastic champion. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun making it, and this game especially. Remember to leave any questions down below in the comment section. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. And check out my second channel. It's in the description. We are playing a variety of games on that channel, so I hope you enjoy that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.